Greetings, this is SkySaunders Sing. What's current? Now, I've been away for a day, at least one day. But I'm back in here. Hold on, let me adjust the lighting a little bit. I have the lighting on point. There we go. All right, so I'm back in the building. Let's get right to the topic. Ari Lennox out of Dreamville, but she's still on Interscope, which is part of Universal Music Group, which also has Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So this is how goofy the whole system is. The whole, genre, the whole business of show. That's what we have to remember. The business of show. It's not show business. This is the business of show. We have to recognize the fact that we have people. Salute to Son 90. He says Ari needs better writers. I think she writes some of her stuff. I try to do as much research as I possibly could before I came on air because I got things to do later on. But I wanted to make sure I had at least a gist of what kind of artist she was, and she's not bad. She reminds me of like a low rent Jill Scott. She kind of reminds me of her. And but she has many influences. She has Erykah Badu, Mariah Carey, Maya, SWV, Toni Braxton, and many, many more. So she has a knowledge base of who she is as an artist, and she has a potty mouth. She definitely has a potty mouth as a singer. I guess there's nothing wrong with that if you're grown, but you gotta watch what your kids are listening to. If they're listening to these kind of different words. I mean, she's not the only one. I know Summer Walker and SZA and other artists use some kind of language in some way. But I just thought it was interesting. She totally lamented, he says no brother. Oh, he's trying to get under my skin with the brother mess. He says no brother. Ari vocal range is amazing. Yeah, I said that. I said she sounds like a low rent Jill Scott. She has a very good register. I just am not. She just seems to me to be that kind of like diva-ish kind of like chick. I don't know. No. I'm not that guy. I'm not your one that says, man, she got a Jill Scott vibe and she ain't got no voice really. And I didn't say that though, but I did say she has a Jill Scott vibe, but she ain't got no voice. Yeah, but I still smash though. I still smash. No, I'm not that one. I would not still smash. She's not like she's ugly or her body's crazy or anything like that. I just wouldn't smash because of the fact that she seems like she would be like, but why didn't you get this? Why didn't you do that? Why aren't we over here? What is going on here? Like it just seems from the rant that she gave against Dreamville, her former label. It just seems like she's like that. Yeah, I do like pink toes, but I like black women too. I like petite, dark-skinned black women. That's just me. I just like that. Like 5'4", 5'3", 5'4", maybe 5'2", even. Like very petite, very thin black women, dark skin. She changed with the fam. What do you mean she changed with the fam? I'm not sure what you mean. You gotta explain that further, sir. Okay. She was a sweetheart, fame. If she changed with the fame, she was a sweetheart. Yeah, well, it just I don't know. Maybe she did. I don't know if she changed with the fame, but she definitely has that kind of like. I don't like Why are you doing that? What is this going over here? What's going on over there? It just seems like she has that kind of attitude, just based on the few songs I listened to and reading her Wikipedia and watching her YouTube videos. She had the tiny desk, but I could be wrong. I'm just saying that it would have been hours of research just trying to figure out who Ari Lennox is. I just turned on hip hop, hot new hip hop. And it was in the top box, and it said Annie Lennox drops Dreamville or something along those lines. Let me see. Reportedly, it said. I'll say it exactly. Reportedly parts ways with Dreamville months after calling the label out. So she called the label out, but she was saying that she left amicably. So I'm not really sure if that's what the case is. I'm not really sure about it. I'm a little confused on that note. This is from last October. I'm so tired of people treating me like they're sorry for me and like I'm the face of mental health. I'm okay and I've never been happier. What I don't like is being signed and lied to and manipulated. Not one person at those labels ever knew how to market or protect me. Y'all don't know the half. Constant letdown and neglect. This industry stuff will never be for me. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like that very pouty, sad, oh my gosh, woe is me. I'm making hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. I'm not sure exactly how much she's made because she's just cracked the top 40. She has a few million views on YouTube, about a few 100,000 subscribers on her channel. No, I just think I have a bad connection, to be honest with you. I think it's just a bad connection. The Jews, I don't say small hats because they're all small hats. Muslims, Christians, and Jews wear small hats, so you can't just single out the Jews. I know that's what you mean, but there's small. I wrote a story about this. The small hats, the kufi, the zuketa or zuketi, and the yarmulke. I don't get that from her statement. She was respectful in that speech. Yeah, respectful in the sense that nobody can handle her or protect her, and yeah, that's really respectful. I don't think that was respectful, especially J. Cole. I don't know what J. Cole his statement's going to be. He's got to say something, and make sure you smash that like button, son to son. Make sure you hit that like button. Son to son 90. Let me see the full name, but make sure you smash that like button for the algorithm. See, if I don't even need viewers. If I had 100 million likes, then I would be on another level. See, that's what's so weird about this algorithm. Like the likes, like it doesn't matter how many views you have. If you have 100,000 likes and not 100,000 views, then it's something special. Cole somewhere eating grass and rubbing his toes together. Seems like something he would be doing. I don't know. But do you understand? This is a weird thing. Thank you for hitting that like button. But this is that weird thing that goes on. This is that weird. That was pretty witty, sir. I'll give you that. Salute to that. Tip of my hat. But it's that industry thing. She's not adept to the business. She's not adept to the business of show. This is an industry. This is about making money. But what's so weird is that people don't get it twisted. You make a lot of money because you're good. You're not good because you make a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying with that? Or you're great. You're excellent. You're excellent not because you make a lot of money, but you're excellent. You make money because you're excellent. That's the draw. That's the power. That's the might behind it. That's the total package that you have to have. Son to Son 90 says yes, and she went and bought a big old lake house. I'm glad for her for doing that. That's not what he said, but this is a side. And she doesn't have a family, nor is she married. And then years later, she complained about being in debt. What are you talking about? Ari Lennox? You still talking about her? I'm still talking about Ari Lennox. Are you still talking about her? She's from Washington, D.C. She went to the Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts. Among them have been Johnny Gill, Dave Chappelle, and a whole list of other people that became writers, composers, directors, theater powerhouses in the theater, powerhouses in television, movies, films, different things like that. So, she's not like she's just like some bum, just came off the street and was, signed to Dreamville. She actually had, a background behind her, and knew how to use her voice. Has a a definite foothold in singing and just she didn't just get up on the mic and say, "Hey, I can sing. Let me do some songs for you." She's got a history, so I'll give her that much credit. Yeah, but so she dropped, Dreamville before they dropped her, I guess is the case. I guess that's a beautiful thing. Hopefully she can move on with Interscope, which is still UMG. It's just weird to me. This whole the business is strange to me. It's very strange, but it's all about the business. I think it was taxes. Hey, that's conjecture, sir. I'm not sure about that. Can't confirm nor deny that. I don't know about that. So got one like, one viewer, not mad. Actually, I'm kind of mad at that, but that's what it is. It's reality. So Ari Lennox, she had the video where she's in a mental hospital. I'm just forgetting what it's called. Hold on. What is this called? I heard Shea Butter Baby. That's with J. Cole. Smoke. I think, is it Smoke? I don't think it's Smoke. No, it's not Smoke. I have to look. Let me see where I can find it. If I can find it, let me see. Oh man, I just forgot. You may be able to help me out. Help me out on the live chat. Oh, you got a link for me. Hold on. You got a link. Ari Lennox reveals she's in serious debt with the IRS. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's my man. That's my man, Son to Son 90. I didn't even know about this. It didn't show up on the Wikipedia page or anything. She says, I'm just going to tell y'all my business, she began. I need to pay the IRS. The strange thing I'm finna do for change, just so I can just break even. I'm going to go crazy and then we start anew. From there, she said the goal is to eventually retire and after paying off her debts and beginning to save money. That is serious. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you for that. Thank you a lot for that. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Oh my God. What? Hold on. I gotta look it up. Damn it. Is it Smoke? Let me see. Is it Smoke? She didn't want the album, excuse me, the single Smoke out, but this revelation right here. See, I didn't even know. I look at Wikipedia, I look at videos, I look at, I didn't know she was in debt. It didn't say anything. Wikipedia usually picks up on, unless I missed it, I'm gonna put in taxes and see what it says. It didn't say anything about her being in tax trouble. Nope. I appreciate that. Salute to Son to Son 90 for that link, because I didn't even realize that before. I've changed my viewing habits, my listening habits so dramatically ever since I stopped working and ever since I stopped having cable. When I have the streaming services, I just watch TV shows and movies, excuse me. Movie shows. But yeah, Ari Lennox is, it just seems that she's very, bothered. She seems very bothered. Like she can't get it together. Like she's got the tax issues. Like Here's more what she has to say. When one viewer joked that a diss album about the IRS was coming soon, Lennox made it clear she wants no smoke with the organization. Absolutely not, Lennox replied. They have been gentle with me and didn't take anything of time. So I will not be starting a beef with them. We do not have no beef. I'm paying them back, okay? I'm paying them, and I'm going to be caught up. Ari Lennox is one of many entertainers who have been in massive debt with the IRS. Back in 2011, Ja Rule admitted that he did not pay his taxes for 5 years. He owed over $1 million and was sentenced to 28 months in prison for failing to file tax returns. That's why you got to find something that doesn't give you taxes. I'm happy. I don't have millions of dollars. I don't have billions of dollars, but I have a few $1,000s, so I'm not too mad. A judge hit the late DMX with a 1-year sentence after he pleaded guilty, dodging a 1.7 tax bill in 2018. Meanwhile, in 2012, one of her influences, Lauryn Hill, pleaded guilty to tax evasion charges in 2012 and served 3 months in prison. That's what you don't want. You don't want to mess around and go to jail for not paying your taxes. Now, we could have a quick conversation about taxes and saying how we shouldn't have to pay them forcibly. You shouldn't have to forcibly be told to pay your taxes. It should be an option, and that option comes with a heavy price. If you don't pay your taxes, you can say, "Well, I don't want you to come to my film shoot. I don't want you to come to my store. I don't want you to invest in my company. You didn't pay your taxes. You can have that." What is this? St. Heron Agency presents Ari Lennox web design and creative direction. AriLennox.com. I know she got her name from the name of a character in The Secret Garden. That's the research I was doing. I didn't do her taxes and anything. But she's not a ugly young woman. She's pretty good looking. She's kind of my type. She's that dark skin. She's kind of petite. Not really petite, but somewhat. Solange is supposed to be her creative director. Okay. Solange, one of the only women in the world known to beat up Jay-Z. Salute to Solange in the elevator. Y'all remember that? What was that? 2014, 2015, something like that. That was wild. Beyonce was just like, look him down, like, okay, do what you got to do. Better call Becky with the good hair. I think it's really Becky with the good head, but she had to change it so you can play it on the radio stations. If Solange is her creative director, she's going to find freedom. She may not find money, but she'll probably find freedom if she's going to continue to be her creative director. Do you have a show when that happened? No, I definitely did. I had shows. My first show was in April of 2023. That was the first show I ever had as this model, the SkySaunders Singing Show. What happened to the Slim Thug story? It slipped my. It totally. I was looking for. I saw the ones you sent me, and I saw the dates on. I was like 20. It was like April 20th. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, because I do look at the stuff you sent me. Don't get it twisted. I just looked at the dates and I saw, I was like, it's a little past tense, a little past due. But and I want to have it so I can get in touch with that video creator and see if I can use his video so I don't get a copyright strike. Yeah, I really feel like Jay Prince is the big U. I did see the story. I saw the he had his chains on. He had everything. Everything was dripping. He had the drip. He was like, yeah, Jay Prince, got my chains back. I'm back. I don't think he got his money back, but he got the chains back. Because that's the thing with money. You can do anything with money. Cash is crazy. You leave your wallet left out cards, license plates, license, your state ID, your license, driver's license, all your business cards, your Visa card, your MasterCard, your Amex, all that's intact. But the cash is gonna be gone. Cash is always gonna be gone. That's why I think we're gonna be headed towards a cashless society. I think that's gonna happen. I really see that happening within the next 20 to 25 years. We're gonna be a completely cashless society. We have our QR codes. We have multiple cards, but the cards are probably going to go away too. I think it's all going to be the flash of your eyes, or your fingertip, or something like that. You're going to be paying for it. It's going to be like Minority Report. Yes, my favorite thing is the cash is digital, not physical. Yeah. I mean, I just carried around cash and it felt weird. I was like, I have to spend this. I had $200. I was like, you know what? I got to spend this. I can't have this around. I can't have this in my pocket. I have like $8 to my name in cash, and that's all from selling books. That's a good hustle, by the way. You should try it. Sell books to Second and Charles, and you'll get money for it. Oh, you want store credit? Nope, cash, early. But back to Ari Lennox. I'm not hating on her. I'm not saying she's like a bad looking woman, or she sings terribly, or her writing is off. She's just not for me. She's just not for me physically. She's not for me, song wise. Just not for me. Second and Charles. Are you familiar with Second and Charles? Let me give you a link. Let me give you a link. Let me see. They may not be around you. I don't know. They may not be around you, but I'm gonna just try to tell you. There you go, sir. Sell books at Second and Charles. It's the truth. But it's a lot. It's like you can only sell hardback cover. You can only sell 5 books I think a week or something like that, or a few days apart or something like that. You have to have your state ID or driver's license. You have to sign in. You have to wait until the books are processed. It's quite a long stretch, but it's worth it because you get money from books you may not even have bought. So it's great. I get them from the Veterans Affairs. Who else is taking? Nobody else is taking. They're just books laying there. They're gonna be put into a closet, or probably not even sent to a library. This is gonna be sitting there. So I'd say, hey, let me take that money. This works for me. Anyway, I digress. Ari Lennox drops Dreamville before she gets dropped. She was feeling some type way. She was like, oh, this isn't working for me. I'm not feeling it. Because she's not in tune with the business. Mechanical royalties, publishing, masters, all that has to do with it. It has to do with it. It has to do with all of that. So she has to get on board with the business. This is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to down her. I'm hoping that she can regain some sense of the reality of her business life. It depends, son to son 90. Per book, it all depends. It depends on whether the book is highly sought after, what the author is, how many books they have already in stock of the same book. So it all depends. It all depends per book. It may not even be per book. It just depends on those other factors I mentioned. But it's cool because it's like I never paid for these books. So shoot, let me go in here and take this book. There's got to be a Veterans Affairs next to you somewhere. What's the most you've gained? Most I made, I think, was $4. It's not a lot of money. Don't get it confused. You're not going to get a lot of money, most likely. Most amount of money I made at one time was probably like $4 or $5. Now it's off of 5 books, so it's not a lot of money, but it adds up. If you keep going there, if you keep going at few months in between or a few weeks in between, you can cake up. You can cake up pretty well. It's nice little. It's nice. It's nice little padding. You know, not necessarily you're gonna pay your bills with it, but it's just nice to have just have a little bit of change in your pocket for tips and stuff like that. So, highly recommend it. See if one is in your area, Sun the Sun 90. And there's probably other chains that probably do the same thing. I'm not sure, but I know Second and Charles does. All right, so back to Ari Lennox. She represents something that is monumental to me. That black woman that got the sassy mouth, got to flip her hair, got to wag her neck, going around, making her neck go snap. But she's got to learn the business. Everybody's like shucking and jiving, and we poke out our asses for a chance to cash in, about the business, and they don't know what they're doing. She can sing. She has a little bit of dance in her. She has an idea of what music videos are like. She has a keen eye for how to manipulate the camera. The camera loves her, as they say, in the business. The camera loves her. She has a very good stage presence. But she's got to learn the business. She's got to pay her taxes. That is rule number 1. Pay your taxes. I don't have taxes. I'm glad about that. I have no problem saying that I don't have any taxes, because I think everybody in this entire country, probably the world, should have no taxes forced on them. It should be voluntary. But she's got to learn the business. This industry is always. I remember Rockefeller Flame, one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite albums, Flockavelli. He said in the last song, "F this industry, be up in these streets. F this industry, be up in these streets." And I'm thinking, Dreamville is probably one of the lead, like kind of like Top Dog kind of thing, which is also assigned to Interscope, I believe. Let me make sure. I think Top Dog Entertainment is under Interscope. Let me see. Top Dog. Well, it's not under Interscope, but it's under Universal Music Group, UMG. It's one of the distributors, I should say, along with Warner and Sony, which are the big 3: Universal, Warner, and Sony. That's funny, but Ari Lennox, I don't know. She has an air about her that she just has that like attitude. I don't know, that sassy black woman, like doesn't seem like she could vibe very well. Now I'm down on her. But it just seems like that. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me. Seems kind of weird how she has that. She has an attitude about it it's very disconcerting, I could say. It's off-putting. It brings you to a point where you're not really focused on her, who she is as a singer. I mean, you think about certain artists like her. Her had to think about doing commercials. What she do? Nationwide, I think. Arlen's probably like, she sold out. Sold out a long time ago. That's what you're supposed to do. Look at Rihanna, Robin Fenty. She may never make a single, a album, or anything, a music video, anything ever again. She's worth over $1 billion. Are you kidding me? She understood the business. She understood the assignment. She said, "Oh, I can do this. Run some upon the replay and you know, all that, and that's cool. But she was like, you know what? They said cosmetics. You know what? I can do cosmetics. Say they with Hove. He's worth over $1 billion too. Jay-Z. He knows the business. He knows the industry. He knew the industry from the beginning. He knew that he had an art. He knew he had the skill level, but he also had the business mind. He had the acumen. He had the thought process for this music industry. No, excuse me, industry of music. He had the thought process already outlined from the beginning, from Reasonable Doubt, probably even prior to Reasonable Doubt. He knew exactly what he wanted to do and how to do it. So maybe I will do. I wanted to do the top story, Ari Lennox. I do a little story from what I read from Some Thug. The second half of the show is going to be dedicated to Some Thug. He actually had a song dedicated to him from Lupe Fiasco. It's called "Hip Hop Saved My Life." If you ever listen to that song, he didn't even know that hip hop just saved my life was about him. He didn't even know that. But anyway, he had his chain snatched, not off of him, but from his house, and you know he got a return, and Jay Prince had a hand in it, and it's like, what did Jay Prince have to do to get those jewels back? All those shiny jewels. What did he have to do? What did he have to do? I just want to know. It's quiet. It's nobody saying. He just shows Slim Thug's got the chains. He got his chains back. Didn't get the cash. I think they messed up the room a little bit. But it could have been worse. He could have been there and they could have shot him and killed him. So there is no God, but thank God for that. It's my favorite line. There is no God, but thank God. Because it conveys so much. It says, you know, I'm a non-believer, but I understand the expression. Thank God. Thank God is like the highest thing. It's like a relief. It's like a praise. It's like so many things wrapped up in that expression. So I say, there is no God, but thank God. So has the show stopped again? Is this what's happening? I didn't get any warnings of the show stopping. Is it just me, myself, and I? And Son to Sun 90. So what's going on? I don't know. I'm gonna keep talking to to the hour mark, but yeah. So Some Thug, and this is just conjecture. This is just my conspiracism. Did he set himself up? Did he say, "Look, steal these jewels, steal this money, and I'm gonna make a video about it, and then a few days later, I'm gonna say I got my jewelry back"? Like, that's conjecture. That's just pretty much nonsense. But I just wanted to throw that on the table. But Some Thug, he is probably one of the brightest minds in hip hop. Probably one of the smartest people. Probably one of the richest. Still, he like they said, his album, when it first came out, I think it was called Already Platinum, and he was a millionaire before he came in the rap game. A lot of people come into the rap game trying to be a millionaire or a billionaire, whatever the case may be. And he was already making. I think he sold cars. I think he had multiple cars. Let me make 100% sure. I can go to Some Thug. He's 44 years old. His real name is Stave Jerome Thomas. He had his independent label, Boss Hog Outlaws. He had money. He's got money. Yeah, so it looks like he runs, he's 6'6". He's tall, he's a tall guy. He credited with improving his health and contributed to his weight loss. So he's a runner. He's got a lot of albums, a lot of studio albums coming out one after the other, it looks like. His last one was Midlife Crisis in 2023. He won MTV Video Music Award Best R&B Video with Beyonce. But so salute to Slim Thug. Salute to Slim Thug. He had, one of the worst encounters in his life. He wasn't even there. People stole from him. He got some of the stuff back. And he said most of the things were insured. Can you insure money? Can you insure cash money? I don't know if you can do that. I highly doubt that you can insure cash money. There's something about money and just it's like water. It's like you have to go through a judge to say, "Oh, he stole my money." Money has no name. There's no cash money. Cash money has nothing. You find $100 in the street, that's yours. It's your $100. No, you look around, nobody around, nobody's showing up, they're looking for it. That could be a case. They say, "Hey, that's my $100." No, it's not. I just found this on the ground. They have to go to a judge, right? I think that's the only place you can go to is to a judge, because money has no identifier. There's nothing to identify it as. But so Slim Thug, is victorious in this regard. He got his chain back. He got his jewels back. And he said he had already insured everything, so that's always a good sign of him knowing what to do with that particular case. Because there's so much that is going on with the different rappers, doing extra stuff, just doing extra stuff all over the place, all just doing, I'm doing a show, then I'm going to do shoot a video, then I'm going to go here. It's a lot. It's a lot. The whole their story, there. A lot of things people realize when you come into the industry, the business of show, you realize that it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work involved. A lot of people think, they just, they just smoke, lie around and get high and, and get with the broads and stuff like that. It's nothing, rap is nothing, but no, it's like work. It's a whole other kind of sense of work. Yeah, you're the one that has to be most involved. If you want your album out at this time, if you want your album to sound like this, you want your singles to sound like this, you want your everything, it's gonna be up to you. Going back to Ari Lennox, it's gonna be up to her. But Slim Thug is a great example of someone who is he's very poised to be one of the lead hip hop stars out of Houston. And Houston is a very interesting place to be. Texas, just look at in the South, just like Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, all those different places, the mid Southwest, I guess you can say it is, even in the West Coast, but especially the Southwest, Texas. They don't need anybody. They don't need to go to New York. They don't need to go to England. They don't need to go to Japan. They can stay right in Houston, Texas, sell out. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to look for it. What is it called? The Toyota Center. They can sell out the Toyota Center make at least $500,000 and do that all, a few times a year or a few times every other year, and just circle the towns, distribute your product. Lil Flip, Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, so many others, and of course, Rock and Power to DJ Screw, one of the hip hop legends that is now deceased. So I think it's I got 3 likes, 3 people watching. What's going on? What's happening? How y'all doing? What's up? Salute to you. Salute. Thank you for coming in. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna take this time to do my advertisements. My main man Peng, he has lifestrongapparel.com. Go there for all your raw sea moss needs. Go there for your sea moss gel needs, and even get snapbacks. So if you go there, you can go, when you go to the checkout line, make sure you put in SKYLER20 or Skyler20 to get a 20% discount off all your purchases. So go to lifestrongapparel.com and tell them that the silly guy SkySaunders sent you. All right. Beha Jackson, the former childhood actor who played the younger version of Ice Cube's character in the monumental film Boys in the Hood, Doughboy. He's now on YouTube. He has his own channel. He's talking about sardines on a grill, near beer. He's talking about fried chicken and female strippers. So make sure that you go to his page and make sure that you subscribe and tell him that the goofy guy SkySaunders sent you. And also .focus, DOTFOCUS _1_. You can go and see him on Twitch. You can see him at his YouTube channel. Make sure you get the subscriptions up and tell him that the silly guy SkySaunders sent you. All right, thank you. All right, so with what am I trying to say? Slim Thug. He was one of my favorite. He was part of one of my favorites. It's still one of my favorite songs of all time. Still tipping on fofos, rapping fofos. That song, like and it still resonates. Like Paul Wall's line, "I got the internet blowing up." Like that was before the internet really exploded. That was like before internet was 2.0. He said, "I got the internet blowing up." Like, but Slim Thug, and Mike Jones, fofo, I'm tipping, wood grain, I'm gripping, catch you lane situation with the paint dripping, turn your neck and your day missing. Like, he was rapping he was rapping, and then Slim Thug, of course, comes through and says, "The big boss of the North ain't it's changed. It still represents Swisher House." Then he got off of Swisher House, of course, and started distributing his own albums. See, that's what I like. And then it goes back to Lupe Fiasco's song about Slim Thug, and it's loosely based on Slim Thug's life, but it's so true. It says it's going through how this rapper is, he has a mouth to feed. He has a girlfriend. He has he's trying to write the rhymes. He just has a sample from the 70s, and he has excuse me. He has a sample from the 70s, and he has something, stack that cheese. Something, stack that cheese. Like over and over again. But that was Lupe Fiasco's salute to Slim Thug, because he came out in that way. And like I said, in Lil Flip, I don't even know how many, if they have beef or anything. I don't know what their case is, but I always like Lil Flip. Me, I'm a pimp. I ain't paying for no sex. I'd rather buy a car or a new Rolex. Like, he was on point with that. He was on point. So I still like Lil Flip from 2002. God damn. That's a long time ago, it seems. I mean, was that 23 years ago? Man, I'm telling you, man, life. I mean, Ferris Bueller said it best. If you don't, what's his name? I can't think of his name now. Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick's character, Ferris Bueller, said, I'm a paraphrase. I don't know if the exact line, but he said, if you don't, maybe I'll look at the exact line. Ferris Bueller says, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. That's just the truth. That's the truth. I always say life moves fast. It's long and could be cut short, but it's pretty fast. It moves very fast. It moves so fast. So, I think with artists like Slim Thug he's not the first. I think there are other people that had, the late great Rock and Power, Prodigy. I think he had his chain stolen from him while he was wearing it. That's pretty sad. That's scary. That's weird. There's a few other people that have been robbed. What's it? Queen Latifah, I think, got robbed. Steve Francis got robbed in Harlem. There are nefarious characters out there. They're very bad people. Just very bad people. Just put it simply and plainly. It's just very bad people that do want to do hurt and harm and hazard against pretty much good folks. Slim Thug seems like a good person. He's a productive person. He's an ideal person. He's a thoughtful person, and he didn't deserve to be robbed. I would say that he didn't deserve to be robbed. He didn't deserve that. And from what I understand, he didn't call upon it. It was his condo. People broke in, but I don't even know. See, that's that goofy mess. That has to be somebody on the take, inside job. Somebody knew something and gave him the key to the room. And allegedly, I know it's all alleged, but it just seems like it's just too goofy to me for it to be, such a way of getting in with the various people's homes and apartments and places of living. So I think Slim Thug is gonna pull through. I think he's gonna be all right. I think he was talking about guns too. He was talking about how he has he be at the range. He has multiple guns that he fires off, multiple firearms that he fires, and that's Texas. You can't do the same thing. All the states are like, yeah, we're in the United States, but we're like, yeah, we're the states. We're the states, but we might be united. But I mean, you come down here with your New York act, New York talk and your swag and all that, and you got guns on you. Make sure they're gonna be bigger guns than they have in Texas, because they got the big guns in Texas, and you can't. And if you're from Texas and you go to New York and you got those big guns, you gotta hide them. You can't be showing them. Usually in Texas and places like that, and places in the South and Georgia and stuff like that, and Florida and stuff like that, you can have the pickup truck. You can have the guns in the back. You can have them on the back rack, and nobody will think twice. You start that stuff in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. Well, some parts of Pennsylvania, mainly West Pennsylvania, you probably still could, but parts of Philadelphia and maybe parts of Pittsburgh. No. You can't be showing off guns like that. You can't be showing off guns like that. It's not how that works. So, but Slim Thug, good guy. From what I understand, I never met him, but he seems like a good guy just based off his interviews and his the way he communicates. Just got to notice on my phone somebody got killed by running a stop sign. I mean, god damn. Don't run the stop sign. That means stop for a reason. Stop. I'm never going to stop for a red light or a stop sign because I'm not going to drive anymore. But for all those people that do, all the motorists out there, all you people that get behind the wheel, make sure you stop at the stop sign. Make sure you stop at the red light. It's serious out there. Serious. All right, back to Slim Thug. No, I was just taking about it. That's I only think of him as one song. He's more than a one-hit wonder because he has other songs. But with that's still tipping is still a hip hop monumental song. It really introduced these figures: Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Mike Jones. Mike Jones had a good run. Mike Jones coming out like, who is Mike Jones? Where did he get that? Did he get that from Ayn Rand? Who is John Galt? Who is Mike Jones? Makes me wonder. Makes me kind of contemplate on that. Like, what was it that spurred him to say, who is Mike Jones? Because the line "Who is John Galt" is really famous and was quite famous and very large, way before Mike Jones. I don't think was even conceived. So, no, it was 1957 when that novel came out with John Galt, Atlas Shrugged. But Slim Thug, he seemed like he was like laid back. He was cool. He was like, Jay Prince did it, man. Jay Prince, he pulled some strings. He did the thing. He got it all together. I was like, all right, nigga. Like, what do you have to do? Did somebody's fingers get chopped off or something like that? What happened? And he got the jewels back. He got the jewelry back. At what price? To what extent? In what way? That's what I want to know. I really want to know. I would say that it's like a look at the drip. You see the drip? Oh, black and gold. Okay, black and gold. Yeah, it is a trip though. It is really a trip because. You come into the game and you're thinking everything is sweet, and it's not. There are sweet things. There's prizes and cash and women and everything like that. And it's all good. And then there's days when you're getting sued or you're backing your taxes or you're getting robbed or somebody's broken into your car. All these different things. Somebody's shooting at you in your house, like Soulja Boy and Gucci Mane, like. It's wild. It's a wild kind of situation. So I think with his ability to become even bigger than he thought he probably would be. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you are in Texas. You can be in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio. You can be in all the different little places in Austin, all these different areas. And you can sell out arenas with 70,000, 80,000 people, and make good money and not ever go around the country or the world. You can just stay right there in Houston or other places in Texas. That's the beauty of it. That's what's so wonderful. That's what's so great. And it's about the entrepreneurship. You gotta have the business. Like, it's cute. You can sing a song. You can dance a little. You can rap a little tune. Woo! But if you don't have your business together, then it's a problem. Then things go left. Then things get goofy. Like talking about people like Ari Lennox, Lil Flip had to drop his label. He said, you know, this is what you do to get off the label. You go in the dough with 2 million, and then that's how they let you go. Like, he had to get out of that situation with 2 million. Even somebody like Jay-Z, he doesn't get dropped. He dropped the label. He brought him, I think it was $5 million to get out of his contract or something like that. I think it was $5 million, to get out of his contract with Def Jam, which is a distributor. And he was like the president still, or something like that. I don't know if he was the president still or something, but for his songs, that was the last time on American Gangster. That was the last time it was Rockefeller and a Def Jam collaboration. And it just went straight with Roc Nation. He signed with Live Nation for $100 million, I think it was at the time. And that was extraordinary. That was beautiful. Just to know that you can, you don't have to get dropped by a label. Even though that sometimes is a good beginning for some people. Some people get dropped from a label and flourish. But, it's great when you can be like the big homie, Jay-Z, and the other homie, Lil Flip. They got out of their deals. Took some mills. Take some mills sometimes. But they got out of their deals nonetheless. So, I mean, that is beautiful. I mean, it's a wonderful idea that came up. They came up with. But some thug, Lupe Fiasco, hip hop just saved my life. I'm just thinking that song. Dun, 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 dun. I hope I don't get a copyright strike or for saying dun, 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 dun. But that's a great song. It's an excellent song. Off of a monumental album, Lupe Fiasco's second album, The Cool. That was a great album, an excellent album. And Hip Hop Just Saved My Life is just another example of the gems that he dropped off of that album. And I think Sumtho really was probably like taken aback by the idea of him. He was very taken aback at the fact that he had a song about him. That was pretty cool, I think. That was pretty awesome, I think, for him to be able to take on the idea that he could be a example or a figurehead or somebody within a story of a hip hop song, and if you read the lyrics, if you listen to the song, it's bittersweet. It's like I'm not going to give away the ending. I could spoil it for you, but I'm not going to do that. But he just shows that there's a sense that this rap thing might work out. This might be good. He was talking about his baby mama and his babies, and he's in the room trying to rap the raps and stuff like that. And it's like it's not working for him just yet, but then eventually something open for him. So that was it. But Some Thug, all intents and purposes, is a great guy on the surface, on the level. He looks like he's poised to be, still a hip hop figurehead. And look at, UGK, look at the Ghetto Boys. Look at, all that from Texas. And there's many more. Chameleonaire. And everybody clowns him. Oh, he's a whack rapper. He's worth like $50 million right now. He's a very smart man. It's about the money, y'all. Don't get it confused. I love the art. The art is great. You got to have great art to be. I mean, you don't have to have. You have to be a great artist if you're going to be a great artist, and you don't have to make a lot of money to be a great artist. But in order to make a lot of money, you have to be a great artist. You have to. You have to have it. You like I said before. You don't have a lot of money because you're not great because you have a lot of money. You have a lot of money because you're great. And that's something that we have to really contend with. And that's something that we have to look out for and fully understand. All right, it's been a splendid time. I don't know if the timeline broke or something like that. I was still flowing live, so I appreciate everybody came through. Like The only person that Wizard. Yeah, Wizard came in. I didn't even see Wizard. Wizard son, the son 90. He says from her. Ari Lennox was from his area. But I appreciate you guys, and I will see you probably sometime tomorrow. I might see Sinners tonight. I'm gonna see about it, and we're gonna have a good time. All right, I'll see you later. Take care.